Hey, imontheedge here, back again with another brand new video. So today I will be no damaging the secret boss fight in Kurohyou 2. His name is Chaos. However, I spent a very large amount of time calling him Chase. I confused the two, and frankly, I prefer the name Chase because Chaos, I confused that with Sonic Adventure 1, which also has a boss fight named Chaos. So I'm gonna call him Chase. And also, this guy is just an absolute bellend. I hate this dude. Just like the first Kurohyou game, these secret boss fights hold nothing to Amon. I don't know, like Amon, I don't know, the Yakuza games always have a secret boss fight where after you complete all the side quests, you get to him. Amon, the big bad, the assassin who's been training in the Himalayas and mountains across oceans, all that cool aesthetic. These I don't know, the dudes in Kurohyou 1 and Kurohyou 2 don't have. They're just some guy who's super strong and you just kind of beat him up. And in the first game, he was a complete health sponge, and in this game, this guy is also a complete health sponge. And also, it should be noted that the dude from the first game called Gaia and this guy called Chase here, they're two completely different people, but they pretty much serve the same purpose. After you complete all the side quests, you reach him. However, I will say, getting to this guy in the second game is actually a bit easier than getting to the guy in the first game. So in the first game, you had to do all the hostesses. And on the hostess stuff in these games could kind of drag on, and on that PSP game it was it just kind of dragged on. Also, this game, this is a huge save. I screwed up my strat, and I don't know, I was a little dangerous because I might have been caught by that dude's charge attack, and also my strats and stuff. So I don't know, something which we mentioned about Kurohyou 2, but yeah, pretty much I was talking about how you had to do all the hostesses in Kurohyou 1 to reach Gaia. Well, here you only have to do all the side quests, and not even, there's one or two side quests you don't have to do, I don't know, a certain gambling one which you really don't have to complete to reach Chaos here. So he's convenient in that sense, so that's cool. However, I actually did have to do a bit of grinding to get before getting to this guy, because pretty much all my stats are fully leveled up except for my defense, and to be fair, I don't need my defense leveled up because I'm doing no damage here, so that really is not important at all. So I pretty much leveled everything up. I reached level 47. There's 50 levels in the game and I reached level 47. I don't know, the last 3 level ups would be used to level up my defense, which I do not need to level up. So anyways, my strat here, so I don't know, as you can see, this is a 24-minute video, and it is comprised of a very repetitive, droning strat that I'm just going to keep repeating over and over and over. Pretty much, I don't know, I pretty much had to find a certain charge attack to pretty much abuse this guy with. And I was experimenting with a couple different ones. In the very beginning of this fight, I used a little backflip, which I don't know, Andre used in Yakuza 3, though to be fair, I'm not exactly sure if they copied that exact animation into this game for that, but it looks like it, so that's what I'm gonna call it. And then for the charge attack, which I end up using for the rest of this video, I don't know, this game's combat system has charge attacks for either your punch or your kick. I don't know, the backflip one I did at the very beginning of this video, that's my kick charge attack, while the one I'm doing every other time, the one I'm going to do right now, that is my punch charge attack. Now, this charge attack is actually taken from one of the most annoying fights in this game, fighting the dude with the afro, Kinjo Futa. That dude was super annoying to fight, and he had a bunch of moves that just felt super unfair or super annoying to deal with. And one of those moves was that charge attack, because it goes across half the map and it just gets you. In my Kurohyou 2 all boss fights no damage video, I spent a ton of time complaining about that charge move. It just sweeps across the entire map. However, you can access that move, and once you can access that move, well, my attack sweeps across the entire map. Because I don't know, what I'm trying to do is I pretty much run away from Gaia here. I wait for him to run to me, and while he's running, I'm just charging up, and when I'm charging up, I pretty much catch him off guard here. See, he runs, boom. And even when he doesn't run, I know, once I start charging up, he'll start running to me. And on the rare occasions where he doesn't run to me, I kind of wait him out a little bit, or I keep charging it over and over. See, that occasion, I try to keep enough distance where after I'm done charging, I'll still hit him. Because if I fail to hit him, if I do my thing and I go across the map and I'm right in front of him, that gives him a chance to immediately attack me, and I do not want that. Now, that was the strategy going in. I pretty much just abused the charge attacks. However, I came upon an issue, hey, how am I gonna deal heat action damage? Throughout all these attacks, I am gonna build up heat, and to not use up that heat, it's gonna be a little bit of waste. How am I gonna deal heat action damage. Well, I'm gonna actually borrow a strat I used against the Kinjo Fuda fight. So your basic style in the game has this really funny kick where, I mean, okay, it's gonna happen again because I do need to do that kick. It has this really funny kick where, okay, I'm just gonna wait for Tatsuya here to do that kick just so that I can talk about it. Here we go, kick, boom, that kick. So like that kick stuns enemies, and the reason I want to stun this guy is because like grabbing, in order to do like a heat action, I need to grab the enemy. However, grabbing him normally doesn't really work. He mostly like knocks you off, and when he like throws you off, when you try to grab him, he could immediately attack afterwards and kind of put you in a perilous situation. Like, I know it's hard to deal with him if you get knocked off from grabbing. However, if I stun him with that basic like forward kick, like once he's stunned, I can grab him and I will always like grab him successfully, and I'm able to successfully do a heat action, successfully throw him. So pretty much like that kick kind of sets him up well. However, you don't want to do that kick all the time, because I don't know, if you do it like a little bit too much, or like I don't know, without like planning it, like, I mean, the way I'm planning is that when he's running towards me, I'll kick him, and that's because he doesn't have enough time to counter. Because that's the thing, if you're too close to him and you try to do that kick, he could counter. Like, he'll grab your leg, knock you down, or he might just attack you faster than your kick does. Because I don't know, the one issue with like that big basic forward kick is that it does like have a lot of preparation behind it, so like the enemy could attack before you finish that. And also there's these certain like charge attacks in the game called like death blows, which pretty much are like these special attacks which you don't actually charge, you don't hold the button down to perform. The way you perform them is by doing like a 360 motion and then pressing the punch button, and they're these super cool attacks. However, the 360 motion is the reason why I am not doing them, and also they're not 100% consistent. Like sometimes they can be countered, sometimes the enemy, like sometimes our boy Chase here will dodge like that like death blow attack, and also like, yeah, if he dodges it and he counterattacks, then it's like over, man. But another neat thing is that he has those charge attacks. So, like, that's another reason I'm kind of keeping my distance away from him, because if I'm too close to him, he'll just pull out one of those fiery death blows and just kind of screw me over. So it's like, bruh. Oh yeah, I mean, I mentioned that like my charge attack is kind of something taken from a boss fight. That's because like pretty much, I don't know, the way this game is designed is that pretty much all the fighting styles which the boss fights you use are pretty much available to you as well. Same with like their moves and all that. So pretty much, I don't know, like the way the game's fighting system works is that pretty much the boss fights have pretty much all the movesets which you have, and you have all the movesets which the boss fights have. So it's a pretty fair game, but like the boss fights can screw you pretty easily in the same way you can screw boss fights over pretty easily. And oh yeah, another thing about my strat here is, again, yeah, I'm doing the charge attacks. However, I'm adding in another element. So I mean, not only am I doing the charge attacks, not only am I doing the funny stun kick, but when I do the funny stun kick, I grab him and I throw him against the wall. Because pretty much, I don't know, in the first game you had 3 levels of heat. You had blue, which is like a basic normal attack, and then you had yellow heat, which is an environmental attack, and then you have red heat, which is like the big heat action. While in this game they got rid of yellow heat and instead made it more of an incentive, like pretty much something you had to like fight, something you had to like set up yourself in order to get it. So you pretty much have blue heat, which is like, okay, cool, and then you have red heat, which is a bigger attack, and then you have heat actions which can be caused when you set up an environmental attack, like per se throwing this dude against the wall. Once he's like stuck against the wall, boom, that's a heat action. That's pretty much what the yellow heat action would be in the first game. However, this time, because you don't have to like build up to like yellow heat and pretty much do it whenever you want, boom, you can just kind of do it whenever you want. So this arena is wonderful because it's pretty much super easy. Like, once I'm able to, stun kick this guy and like, grab him, throw him against the wall, I can pretty much do that yellow heat action whenever I want. So it's just constant heat action damage. It's such a great thing about this game. It's like, at first, like, man, I can't build up the yellow heat, man, that's kind of lame. But then once you actually get good at the game and like, get good enough to like set up these scenarios over and over and over, and like set up these like environmental attacks over and over and over, it feels like it's rewarding. I don't know how to describe it. It's like hard to learn, easy to master. No, that's not the right phrase, but like, I don't know, it just feels more involved. Like, you're the one setting these heat actions up, you're the one setting up these environmental attacks. You're not just building up to like a yellow heat thing. You thought of like throwing him against the wall and you're taking advantage of that. It's satisfying. It's really, really satisfying. So yeah, I'm pretty much just mixing in, like, I don't do like the blue heat action, because I don't know, if I do the blue heat action, I run out of heat. However, doing these environmental heat actions, I don't run out of heat. In fact, these environmental actions build up my heat. So I'll just do the environmental actions, which will build up to red heat. And once I have red heat, I'll do the red heat action. And then, you know, once I run out of red heat, I'll just continue doing these environmental heat actions. And then, you know, build red. It's like a nice loop. It just keeps going over and over and over. And also, you know, I kind of keep my distance so that hopefully this dude runs. Because I don't know, when he runs, he's most predictable. However, you know, if he doesn't run, then he becomes a little bit of a pain in the ass. Because I don't know, sometimes when he walks, I've been screwed over a lot of times where I run away too far away from him, and he just does not run towards me, so I'm just kind of stuck charging my attack, and I let go of my attack, and I'm stuck in front of him, blah, 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 blah. Also, another thing he will do rarely is that he will stand still and taunt. And when he taunts, I just run over to him and do like the stun heat action because he's too busy like taunting to do anything about it, and then boom, just kind of taking advantage of the situation from there. So yeah, another thing I'm doing is that I'm staying on this side of the arena because like this side of the arena, the camera is focused on the wall which I throw him on. If I'm like on the other side of the arena, like on the wall is kind of blocked by the camera because like the camera is instead focusing on the river and all that, and that will be important later. But I don't know, if the camera isn't focused on the wall, it becomes a little harder to throw the guy because I don't know, throwing enemies can be a little bit finicky because I don't know, you kind of grab them and then you like aim the control stick somewhere and then you press circle. I don't know, if you mess it up, you might just end up throwing him like, you know, normally by accident instead of like doing this like, I don't know, directed throw. So like, I don't know, if the, like, I mean, when the camera's focused on this thing, I can like point the stick in a certain direction and boom, it'll always work. However, if the camera is not focused on the wall, then it's a little finicky, and sometimes I might throw him wrong, sometimes he might just bounce and like be stunned, and that's another thing. So like, I don't know, I'm throwing him straight at the wall, it's like sticks him there. However, if I don't throw him straight at the wall, maybe I might just throw him across like this bridge here, and then he'll just kind of stand there, and I'll be like a little baffled, like, bruh, he really just standing there. And when he's just standing there, he can get back on the offensive, and you do not want him back on the offensive. You have to keep control of the flow of this fight, or you're gonna get screwed. Like, you just are gonna get screwed. So, you know, don't get screwed, man. Just don't. Don't. And I don't know, when it comes to boss fight strategies, like that's pretty much about it. I don't know, the only other strategy is something I like to save once we get there. So yeah, just like the first video, I'm gonna stop talking about this boss fight because like, I mean, it's a very simple like strategy and like boss, but it's very like elongated and like stretched out and grindy because it's just a big health sponge because, ooh, it's the final secret boss, just give him a ton of health. Let's not make him interesting or anything. So yeah, instead of talking about the boss, I'm going to talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean films. And well, to be honest, I don't know how much I can talk about those because it's been a long time since I've seen them. But I don't know, I'll start with the first film. And I don't know, the first Pirates of the Caribbean film is easily my favorite, and I don't know, that is not a popular opinion. Like, I mean, to be able to make a film this good from an attraction ride, like, I mean, everyone said it, like, you know, genius move. And yeah, I don't know, just, the first film just feels the most complete, like the most, I mean, I don't know, I wanted to describe it in greater detail, but like I haven't seen it in such a long time, but it's just, it feels the most complete. Like, I don't know, Jack Sparrow feels like is the most entertaining in this film. I don't know, in the upcoming films, I don't know, he becomes a little bit too popular. I don't know, something about him gets a little flanderized, though he isn't exactly a terrible character in like the second and maybe third films. I don't know, he's still pretty interesting, though. I don't know, come the fourth and fifth film, something kind of happened where he's just not all there. I don't know, in the first film, like, he's just the perfect like kind of foil character, because I don't know, they really focus hard on like William Turner and yeah, I'd say William Turner and Elizabeth, that was her name, right? I don't know, you have like these two strong leads, and then you have Jack Sparrow who like plays off of like their chemistry and all that. Yo, nice. Maybe this wasn't the best topic. I don't know, I wanted to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean in my first like Gaia video, and I was a little more passionate about the films at that point, but like right now, man, I gotta rewatch those films. At the very least the first three, maybe first two, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the first film, it's just, mostly I can just say that it's good, and to be fair, I think most people agree that it's quite good. I don't know, that's not a very controversial opinion to make. Okay, it just feels like the most classic out of all of them per se. Though I'm sure there's arguments to be made about the second film, which people also love, and some love more than the first film. However, some things kind of hold it back for me from being as good as the first one. The second film, like something happened. Like I don't know, the second and third films of Pirates of the Caribbean specifically start to get really like complicated, or at the very least they present themselves as being like super complicated. Like I don't know, like the first film is just like simple. It's like simple. Like I mean, like, it's complicated enough to feel like engaging and feel like this nice epic tale, but it's not like that complicated to follow. But then comes the second film, and like so much stuff is happening. Like, oh, Jack Sparrow has this huge like backstory which we never mentioned in the first film. It's like, okay, I mean, all right, Jack Sparrow, oh, he dealt this deal with Davy Jones, and it's like, oh, okay, like I don't know. It's not just that the second film is complicated, but like it presents itself as being complicated. Like everyone's backstabbing each other. There's like everyone's hiding information from each other. There's a bunch of stuff which happened in the past, which was never mentioned in the first film, and it's just like complication. And the conversations always like add something else to this. Like, oh yeah, Bill Turner was this and this and this and this, and like, like oh my goodness. And also, it's a type of film which, if you haven't seen it in a long time, it becomes harder to describe when it's already as complicated as it is. Though I will give props, Davy Jones is killer. Like I mean, not only is he a killer character, he is also like the effect works on him. It still looks amazing. Like Davy Jones is easily like one of the coolest monster designs. Like I mean, he's probably still like the best villain of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. It's just like, oh my goodness, that dude. And as usual, Pirates of the Caribbean have amazing music, blah, 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 blah. That's probably a pretty famous point. And yeah, once we get to the third film, it's kind of like the second film, but worse. Just because, like, I don't know, it kind of takes the worst traits of the second film and then has some other bad traits of its own. It's a little too long for its own good. I don't know, certain sections could be a little cringy. And it's just like, man, I really wanted to get more in depth with this, but I don't know. I really ought to like rewatch those films. I really want to go over them in a succinct, a clear video essayist fashion. Anyways, the fourth film blows. It's easily my least favorite, and like I don't know, like the thing about the fourth film is that like okay, so William Turner and like I don't know, Elizabeth, is that her name? I don't know, man, I forget. But like pretty much like their chemistry like in like across like the first like 3 films is like kind of engaging. I mean, I don't know, I'd say it's a pretty strong hook of like those first 3 films, and then wait, yeah, and then like for like the fourth film, like I don't know, I guess like the big hook, which like I don't know, the big like romantic hook, which kind of plays off of Jack Sparrow and like his love interest. I don't know, there's like another set of characters like the priest and the mermaid. Oh my goodness, the priest and the mermaid are such bland characters. There's literally nothing to them. Like the priest is just like, I am slightly horny for the mermaid, and the mermaid's just like, there's nothing happening there. There's no engagement. It's just literally like, I'm priest, and the mermaid's like, like it's so boring. It is so boring. And then and also the fourth film was when Jack Sparrow was put fully center frame, and this is where he starts to get a little flanderized, a little like too goofy. And also Blackbeard could have been cooler. I don't know. Like Blackbeard definitely doesn't match up to Davy Jones, but to be fair, Davy Jones is a bigger figure than Blackbeard's. I mean, to be fair, I don't know. Maybe argue about that. Well, which figure is like more powerful, Blackbeard or Davy Jones? I mean, Davy Jones is like Davy Jones. You know, it be like that. It be like that. But yeah, I don't know, just 4 films easily my least favorite, though I will say one cool thing about the 4th film is that the mermaids are like stupid OP in that film. Like they're probably like the most OP mermaids I've seen in like a film, but to be fair, I haven't seen many films with mermaids. But like freaking the mermaids shooting like their freaking like webs like Spider-Man, like pulling people into the water and all that. Like did they shoot freaking lasers? I forget, man, but like they were shooting the webs like Spider-Man, bro. Like it's underwater Spider-Man, like oh my goodness, man, that is insane. Anyways, the 5th film is my second least favorite, though I don't know, it does have Javier Bardem going, Jack Sparrow, Jack Sparrow, yo me comí la última tortilla, como así. Like, I don't know, I mean, it's entertaining, though I'm not sure if he's really the best character. And I don't know, it just feels like a lamer version of the first film. And also, it has some really goofy ass scenes. Like, there's this one, like, big death scene near the end. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I should spoil it. I don't think I'm going to. And to be fair, it's been a while since I've seen the film. I don't know if I can I'm trying to say a certain word, but I forget how to say it. But there's this big death scene, and it looks goofy as hell. Like it's in front of like this big like blue like waterfall, and like the dude is like falling super gracefully, and he just has this like look in his face, like he's like at peace. But I don't know, something about it just does not work at all for me. I just can't help but like laugh at it. I don't know. It's supposed to be a super dramatic death scene, but it looks kind of stupid. So there's that. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it's as bad as the fourth film, but it ain't great. It's pretty lame. It's like the first film, but boring. And to be fair, I've seen some people say that the first film is boring. So it's just kind of like, yeah, just imagine that. Imagine that. So yeah, that pretty much just ends my little tirade on the Pirates of the Caribbean films. Though it's not really well organized or like or dictated at all. So anyways, I'm gonna move on to talking about turbos. What are turbos? So you ever had Takis? Well, turbos are kind of like that, but they're coils. And I think I prefer turbos over Takis. I will say though, in the Florida area, I don't think turbos exist, at least not commonly. However, in the Chicago area, turbos are available. So yeah, that's just kind of my PSA on turbos. So anyways, I'm going to talk about a movie which I actually did see recently, the Zack Snyder's like recut or director's cut of Justice League, and it was okay. I don't know. I never saw like the original release of like the Justice League movie. Like I don't know, the one with Joss Whedon had a lot of involvement in, just because everyone said it was horrible. And at that point, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not really down to see like something horrible. And to be fair, I haven't seen Man of Steel or like Batman v Superman, so I'm not really involved in that like universe. And I did not see those movies before watching this like new Justice League recut. I don't know. When it comes to this new Justice League recut, all I can say is I don't know, for a 4-hour film, it doesn't really feel like a 4-hour film. Like, I don't know, I'd say like it's pretty like entertaining or like engaging throughout. Actually, I don't know if I'd say if I go that far. I don't know, certain sections of the film could be a little boring and dull. I don't know, like the action scenes might like drag on a little too much. Like I know there's one issue with like superhero movies sometimes is that where like they just have these cool action scenes and it just kind of goes on and on and on. It's like, okay, like, alright. And also, there's a few annoying... Oh, at this part, the reason I paused is because while recording, my PSP was about to run out of battery. So I pretty much paused to, like, plug in my charge. And, like, I don't know, pretty much charge it while playing. So at this point, not only am I recording it through, like, the Elgato, I am also charging the device. So, yeah. So, yeah, back to Justice League. I don't know, I only saw it once, and it was like kind of in a haze. I stayed up to like 2 or 3 a.m. Oh my goodness, like all these topics I want to talk about, I'm just not the clearest on. I guess I'll just go over like some bullet points that kind of come out to my mind immediately. So yeah, one annoying thing, Wonder Woman, every time she does something, like her theme pops in, and like her normal theme isn't that bad, though I did mention that in the Splinter Cell video. I kind of hated it. I mean, kinda, like I kinda hate it, like I don't know. But the one thing which is super annoying in like this new movie is that every time Wonder Woman pops up on screen, like they just go, like, oh my god, it was so annoying. Literally, she does anything in the film, like just like the vocalizations just go into overdrive. It's like, bro, shut up. Like honestly, it was like stupidly annoying. But like I don't know, like just and the thing is, like I don't know, so like I mean I think people noticed that and like they pointed it out too, because like they, I don't know, they made a video compiling all the moments where like her theme goes into like overdrive or whatever. And the thing is, like one stupid thing is that like it's not just that her that the keeps appearing, is that they keep appearing like, you know, pitched up, pitched down. It's super obvious. Like, bro, shut up. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up about Justice League because I'm gonna talk about the strategy here. So once the boss fight here starts limping, that means we can throw him like into the river. And the way we do this is just like, you know, keep throwing him there, and like every time you like throw him across like that wall there, it like the walls start to break down. Oh my goodness, that was oh, that was close. So yeah, just kind of keep throwing him, and like it's gonna break down. Like these walls are gonna break down, and once it's broken down and there's like an opening to like throw him in there, that's when he falls over. But only when he's limping. I don't know, if you try to do it when he has a lot of health, it's not gonna work. But once he's like limping, that means he's low enough health to throw him into the river, and boom, fight over. So yeah, if I didn't do that, this fight might have actually taken longer. It might have actually been as long as like the Gaia fight in the first game if I just kept trying to take yourself down normally. But once he's limping, boom, throw him in the river and it's done. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and yeah, I don't know, my next video will probably be trying to no damage all the boss fights in No More Heroes 2, just because, yeah, I don't know. So yep, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Okay, I don't want to end the video without, like, at the very least giving some closure on my thoughts about the Justice League, like, reboot, like, on a recut film. I don't know, the same thing happened in my Gaia video where, like, I mean, I did finish my thoughts on, like, the topics I brought up, but there were more topics I wanted to talk about, but the length of the video didn't allow me to talk about them. So anyways, I'm going to do a quick wrap up of the Justice League movie. So anyways, yeah, the Wonder Woman stuff was annoying. I don't know, my favorite characters were, like, the Flash and Cyborg. I don't know, they had really cool, like, backstories. I don't know, I wish they went a little more deeper into them. That's kind of weird to say about a 4-hour like film, because like, wow, really, in 4 hours they couldn't develop those guys more? Like, come on. I don't know, like Cyborg I think got a lot of good time. Flash, I don't know, there was a lot of good stuff happening with his father. I kind of wish we could see a little more of that. I don't know, because that's kind of stuff I kind of gravitate to. I don't know, when it comes to like these, like, I don't know, DCU films or whatever, I don't know, Shazam's my favorite easily, just because I don't know, it kind of tackles like kind of like pathos, like, I don't know, ego type stuff, which, like, I don't know, films like the OG Spider-Man 2 was tackling, stuff which Into the Spider-Verse was tackling. And I don't know, Flash and like Cyborg were kind of hitting on those same notes too. I don't know, Batman's just kind of there. I don't know, he's Batman. I don't know, he works all right in the film. Oh yeah, but one thing which annoyed me about the film was like the ending, the epilogue sequence is so annoying. It's literally like 15 minutes of like sequel baiting. Like, bro, your film's 4 hours. What are you sequel baiting for? Like, give me a more satisfying conclusion. Like, shut up with this like nonsense with the Joker. Like, oh my goodness. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just going to end it there. I don't know if I can really give anything more concrete than that.